What's up, guys? Ronnie Calhoun here. Another Tuesday night. Welcome to Louisiana Country Music Live. I see a couple of you on there already. See Christy and Lance already in the comments section. What's up? As ever in y'all's part of the world this past Saturday night. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. You can catch us here every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. We do this every week because we believe Louisiana has the best people and the best country music fans in the entire world. We know how passionate you guys are, and we know that you want to support your homegrown talent. So we're here to make that easier for you to do. Tonight, we had our buddy Clay Cormier scheduled, but unfortunately, Clay had some vehicle issues late this evening, and he is having to scramble to get his vehicle running because he has to be on the road back to Nashville early in the morning. So we've got my Nashville singer-songwriter and my partner on Louisiana Country Music, one of my partners, Alex Smith, joining us. And we're going to talk a little Louisiana country music tonight and kind of educate on everybody on what we're doing here. He'll be joining us a little bit later. But before we dive in, I want to thank James Dupree for stopping by last week. If you missed that, that was a really cool interview. James is so talented. His album came out the other day, this past Friday, and he told us his story about the album, which was really cool. So definitely suggest going back and watching that. You'll be glad that you did. Before we get started, if you're an artist or a fan or anybody out there that sees something happening in the world of Louisiana country music that we need to know about, shoot us an email or a message and let us know. We're always glad to get those. So now let's dive into the world of Louisiana country music. What's happening? Like I just said, Mr. James Dupree, he just dropped his full album, It's All Happening. Man, it's such a great, it's a throwback album. It's really good. I was listening to it earlier today. It's kind of got that 90s feel to it. And if you go back last week and you hear the story behind the album and all of that, you'll really understand why. Speaking of stories, Miss Amanda Shaw was on here 2 weeks ago, and she was telling the story about her brand new song, which is out now, Before Katrina. It's a great song. It's a great story. I highly suggest, if you haven't heard it yet, go back and watch our interview from Louisiana Country Music Live a couple weeks ago, and then go listen to the song. I think you'll appreciate it that much more. Lainey Wilson, we've been telling you about the deluxe version of Whirlwind coming out. It's out now. She's been promoting it like crazy. It's just crushing it everywhere. She's also announced, we told you about this, but we want to keep this on your radar too. 2 nights in Baton Rouge coming up. Raising Cane's River Center, Thursday, September 11th and Friday, September 12th. She just kicked off the tour this past week in Phoenix, Arizona. So by the time she gets to Baton Rouge, it'll be rolling. Speaking of rolling, we were rolling this past week. Louisiana Country Music, we had a little 3-day run. Started in Natchez, Mississippi, my home territory here at Smoot's Grocery. And we had a great show, great crowd. We had CJ Solar, Alex Smith, and our buddy Tyler Gregg. Tyler's such a shredder and is a great crowd, and everybody was really into it. It was just kind of one of those jam sessions. It was some originals, some covers, just a lot of fun to be a part of. And those guys had never really even played together, and it just sounded so amazing. Friday morning, we got up and we took it on down to Lafayette. We spent some time on University of Louisiana Lafayette's campus, had a little fun, had some great food before we went to Rock and Bowl with our buddy Clay Cormier and the Highway Boys. They crushed it as always. CJ Solar and Stevie Campos, they did a set that just crushed it. They were shredding up there. And leading off the show was a really, really great round with Micah Kennedy, Emily Ortego, Brody McKinney, and Alex Smith, who will be on here a little bit later. Those guys, there's 3 of them that I had never met before, and they really blew me away with their talent. So we'll be doing more and more with them here soon. Then we left Saturday night and drove over to Alexandria. Woke up in Alexandria. Thanks to Alex's mother for putting us up and feeding us well and all of that good stuff. And then that evening we got some rest that day, wrote a song that afternoon. But that evening we went over to the LSU A campus to the Hopkins Black Box Theater. And man, I tell you, that is a great little theater. I think They had it set up to hold 150, and it was a sold out crowd. Everybody was really into it. Wonderful people. And also we want to shout out Kelsey Fontenot and her family for coming over. They're big CJ supporters. They're big, huge country music fans and sweet people. So we were so happy to see you, Kelsey, as always. We'll see you either in Louisiana or Nashville soon. I think she spends more time in Nashville than I do. And lastly, a big thank you to 100.3 KRRV for having us on the radio, promoting the show and all of that. Without you guys, who knows if it would have sold out. So thank you for doing that. Y'all have been very sweet to us. One thing that I wanted to mention, it's not necessarily the country music world, but this is a man that I have a lot of admiration for, Mr. Glenn McLaughlin, and all of these guys that are from the Miss Lou area, Concordia Parish area where I grew up. Easy Eddie and the Party Rockers were honored with the Lifetime Achievement Award at the NELA Awards in Monroe the other night. And one of the coolest, very well deserving, by the way, one of the coolest parts was that Mr. Glenn's son and our buddy Bryce McLaughlin was able to get up there and sing with the band too. Bryce is a great singer. He's at LSU right now. He was on American Idol, did very well. He's got a huge future ahead of him too. So congrats to those guys. Well deserved. Jordan Davis this past week was on the Jimmy Kimmel Live show, sharing bar none with the world. John Foster at the Grand Ole Opry crushed it this past Saturday night, and he took another Louisiana guy, Chase Tyler, along with him to play acoustic guitar and sing backup vocals. So that was cool of him to do. Couple of fun facts for you. I always like these. Sammy Kershaw released Queen of My Double Wide Trailer on August 23rd, 1993. So we just had the anniversary of that. And Tim McGraw released the album of Live Like You Were Dying August 24th of 2004. Hard to believe it's been 21 years since that song came out. There are certain things that just make you feel old, and that is one of them. There's a lot of things that make me feel old, but that was one more to add to the list. We've got new music coming out here soon. Our friend Kristen Foreman, she spent a lot of time over in Texas now, over around the New Braunfels area, if I'm not mistaken. But she has a new song coming out called Feeling Loveless. That's a 90s throwback, and the wordplay is about Patty Loveless. So really looking forward to that one. Kristen's a good songwriter, and I think Kristen might get in trouble. I think Kristen's from like the Lafayette area, so down in that part of the country, and she's a great writer and artist too. And as we told you last week, Peyton Smith just announced a new 10-song album coming out on the 19th called The Bridge. Well, this week he released that there's going to be a release party on September the 18th at Chiefs on Broadway, which is Eric Church's bar, in the Neon Steeple Room. Doors open at 6:30 and show starts at 7:30. That'll be awesome too, right there off of Broadway. Tim McGraw, again, playing this weekend. We've been telling you about it, but it's coming up this weekend, playing at the legendary Field of Dreams site. Really cool story. And this is the last time we talk about it, so I'll remind our viewers, that date would have been his dad's 81st birthday. So really, really cool show there. Also this weekend, our buddy Chris Dragon and Chris Maxwell with the Red Dragon will be hosting Louisiana legend Dina Carter on August 30th, and that will be at the Manship Theater in Baton Rouge. You can get tickets on the Manship Theater website. Dylan Scott, Monroe Civic Center, November 8th. Mark your calendars for that. And Trace Atkins reminded us on his social media pages that Toby Keith, American Icon, will be re-airing on NBC tomorrow night. Read this real quick. He said, the concert celebrates Toby's music and legacy, all while benefiting the Toby Keith Foundation, Oklahoma Kids Chorale, and Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt. This special broadcast will air immediately following America's Got Talent, so check out your local listings for time. Trace will be one of the performers. I don't know how many songs he does, but I know he does at least one, and that's American Soldier. So that'll be really cool. I'm looking forward to trying to catch that tomorrow night. I'm a big Toby Keith fan. I think most people were. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get to our man, Alex Smith, give him a little introduction here. Alex is a Louisiana native from Alexandria, now based in Nashville. He brings a mix of Southern storyteller, country, soul, and I would say blues. You can find him regularly performing downtown Nashville at Blake Shelton's Old Red and Luke Combs' Category 10. In 2003, he proudly represented Louisiana on the giant alligator float that we all know so well now in the Macy's Day Thanksgiving Parade. Him and Amanda Shaw, who we mentioned earlier. His music is full of soul. As I mentioned earlier, he's one of my partners on this Louisiana Country Music Project, and we are honored to have him on our team here at Louisiana Country Music. So without further ado, let's bring on Mr. Alex Smith. What's up, dude?
What's up, Ronnie? How are you, brother?
Doing well. I feel like I've already seen you for several hours today.
Yeah, you know what? We spend a lot of time like this together.
Oh, man.
I'm happy to be a backup for tonight.
Yeah, Alex and I, we spent a lot of time on these computer calls trying to build this Louisiana country music up the best that we can. Alex, that's what I really kind of want to talk tonight about, is to kind of talk about what we're doing with Louisiana country music.
Yeah.
So everybody can kind of understand a little bit more. Hopefully everybody will leave with a little bit better understanding of what we're trying to do here.
For sure.
So, before we do that, for those that don't know you yet, tell us a little bit about your background as a singer and a songwriter.
Ooh. Just a brief background, I guess. I grew up in a music family. You got to meet some of my family this weekend at LSUA, and so it's kind of been in the blood for a long time. But I didn't get started till about late in high school, kind of playing around a little bit, and then took my journey to Lafayette, where we also were this weekend, and kind of in my old stomping grounds there, and started playing some music out and writing some songs, and then started taking some trips to Nashville, and that's what's kind of encouraged some of these thoughts about Louisiana country stuff, is because, I told in our story the other day, I had one connection whenever I moved to Nashville, one couch I could sleep on from home. And so that was kind of the thing that pushed me there. But yeah, man, I enjoy the craft of songwriting so much. I've tried to work so much on my craft as an artist as I've kind of been in town and got exposed to some pretty cool experiences along the way. But it's been a lot of fun on all fronts, but I definitely like to write stuff about home. Some of that project that I put out was mostly about home, and that's where I got to go and write on the giant gator, was on some of those. So yeah, man, that's a brief background just from Alexandria to Nashville, and almost 10 years now.
And for those that weren't lucky enough to hear Alex play this past weekend, he's got a couple of songs that I truly believe both of them you're going to see #1 hits out of those two songs, man.
Oh, thank you, man.
I really do believe that. And who knows if it'll be in 6 months or 10 years, but those two songs that you played that I talked about, they're going to find their way, man.
Well, thanks, man.
Let's tell our audience from an artist-songwriter perspective, kind of shifting gears in the Louisiana country music here. Tell our audience from a writer and artist perspective how being a part of the Louisiana country music community can help amplify the voice of people like yourself.
Yeah, I think there's something really strong in that statement of community that you just put there. And it's something that's kind of takes a while to build whenever you move to Nashville, because you're kind of being ripped from your community whenever you move from Louisiana, because you establish it around where you're from a lot of times, and then in that move to Nashville, you're kind of in this new pond. They always say that anyway, but it's like you truly are. You're in this new scenario. So one of the things I think we're trying to do here is just make sure we connect people from the jump. I have events like we have where if you are from Louisiana, you can come and plug in to that writing network, to people you can ask questions to about, the artist journey, because there's so many things that kind of get wrapped up in that, whether it's social media or shows or writing or any of those things. So we're trying to kind of create a platform where you can have some people you can go and ask those questions to, because like me and CJ and yourself know, whenever you first moved to Nashville, you kind of are just, figuring all that stuff out from the ground up. So it'd be really cool in theory, which we're trying to put together here, to just be able to jump right into a community that shares some similar values, knows places that can write about what because they're from where you're from.
Yeah, we can't provide talent and we can't guarantee success, but we can provide resources that help that transition.
Right.
And I think that's as big as anything. If we can continue to do that, I think that's a huge deal, because I think the talent sort of speaks for itself.
Oh my gosh.
For most of the people from Louisiana. What excites you the most about what we're building with this community? What kind of gets, like I just said, we spent a lot of hours on here building this thing.
Yeah.
So why are you as crazy as me about this?
I think I'm excited about it for everybody getting the exposure they kind of deserve. Like you just said, like the talent level is so high. I mean, like at the writers retreat where guys are just sitting around the pool playing songs and you're like blown away. I mean, truly. And they're all buds. So like it's cool, but I wanted to have everybody see that. I think it was a lot of fun. Like even in Lafayette, I had so many people come up to me that were friends of mine from college and stuff that saw Emily for the first time. And they're like, I loved Emily Ortega. And it's like, I know, I do too. I go every time I see her in Nashville, I try to drop in and go hang out for a while because I love hearing her play too. So it's a lot of fun to kind of bring all of that talent that we're discovering and have discovered within our community back home and try to get it in places where it hasn't been seen before. Because it's not always the easiest to even bounce from parish to parish to go and get other outside gigs. So, it'll be nice for hopefully people to share their exposure with one another.
And man, writing music, original music is so hard. Covers are not easy, but it's sort of built in, Right. If you can sing, you can do covers. Writing music and performing original music is like an extra layer. Anybody that's ever tried to do that, I mean, it's just incredibly difficult. Totally. And, you're competing with every song that's ever been made because somebody gets Spotify. It's like literally every song that's ever been made for the most part. Yeah. And then your song, what's going to make somebody go push that? So it's intimidating and it's scary, but I think everybody is passionate about it that does that. So true. What would make, just being devil's advocate here, why should someone follow what we're doing? What makes us, me, you, CJ, what makes us qualified to lead this charge?
I think between myself and CJ, we've spent a fair amount of time in town. I've had a publishing deal writing for a little while. That was where me and CJ kind of reconnected, was over there. And CJ has some hits behind him, so he knows the writing landscape well. We've both been exposed to a lot of artist experiences throughout our journeys. I've had a fair amount that I feel like we could dive into in different ways. And I think the thing is that we'll never say that we're in the position to guide somebody in an expert fashion. I think the thing is we're just going to share what we've experienced along the way and have people gain whatever knowledge that is. So hopefully, if it's to get you as far as along on the ride as I am, I can try to get you there because I at least know some of that path because I've walked it. But to say that we know all the path is definitely not true. But I think we had a lot of experiences across the three of us. And I think our networks, I mean, I've got so many talented friends from Louisiana now at this point that I didn't have before, to where I feel like it's steadily growing, and I'm very confident in the talent. And I think that's what the thing that pushes us forward each time is like, ooh, there is something here, because you go listen to them and you go, yeah, of course there's something here, So I hopefully that was a little answer to your question.
Yeah, I think so. I think just that experience and that willingness to share those experiences and the willingness to share resources, that's something that sometimes people close up and they just, I'm not going to introduce you to anybody because, I don't know. Some people just kind of go through life like that.
Totally.
So I think for everybody involved in our community to sort of open doors for each other, I think we're building more and more of that and showing people that they can be comfortable doing that. And it's okay to do that. And it's really cool to do that, actually.
Man, I totally agree. And a lot of people will live in that kind of like, if I'm getting views or follows, you aren't. And that's just not true with any of that stuff. There's room for people to follow everybody. And so the more that we work together, I think the more people will get exposed to our stuff. And so, no, I'm 100% with you. And I think it's a beautiful thing to be able to kind of share all that kind of stuff outwardly as much as you can.
I agree, man. So we've been very busy these past 6 months. We've hosted Louisiana Country Music Mardi Gras takeover at the local. Big shout out to Jeff for having us.
Yes.
Louisiana Country Music CMA Fest event over at Martin's Barbecue. Thanks to Paul and the guys over there for having us. We've done a writer's retreat at CJ's parents' place up in Gallatin, which is amazing and beautiful. Thanks to Kay and Curtis for putting up with us for 3 days. And we've had several shows throughout Louisiana. I'm probably leaving some stuff out, but we've done quite a bit in just the last few months. On top of that, we're on our 10th episode now of Louisiana Country Music Live. Yeah. We've built in the last 3 months, we built a great social media team, and we've seen a lot of growth in our numbers across platforms in the last 2 or 3 months.
Thank you.
What has been your favorite moment or event, or just like that next step that we've made so far?
Ooh, we've taken a couple cool ones. I've really enjoyed this weekend and getting to go down there and put on a couple different style shows with a bunch of friends and stuff. I think that is going to be really fun to get to do more often and take swings at that back home with a crew of us just rolling down and doing a run with everybody together, because I think everybody will really enjoy getting to take that in. So I'm excited to share that experience. But selfishly, I also love writing, and I loved our writers retreat. I want to do more and more stuff like that, and I had such a ball getting to kind of hang out with our artists in more of a creative light than more of a performance one. And so that was a lot of fun, because CJ and I, he talks about writing up, down, and some of these things, and talks about how it just came from hanging around a campfire, more of these kind of like intimate hangs. And I'm so excited to get to do that more with Louisiana Country, because I know it's going to produce some hits. I know it is. I mean, we have Kylie and, people that are out there, Amanda, CJ, all these people that are out there successfully throwing stuff out there already. It's going to happen. So I'm excited for that on the back end a lot, to get that community riled up on the back side of things and really see it start to play out on a national front.
Yeah, I loved, just to kind of piggyback on what you were saying, I've loved everything that we've done, but it really hit me. This whole thing since we started, since me and you and CJ came together, it really hit me Saturday night after all 3 shows. But the Alexandria show, by the way, you guys crushed it on up there for the crowd, and they loved every minute of it.
It was
but
so fun.
the crowd just hung out for like 30 minutes to an hour after, just hanging and giving us feedback, which was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And I really just thought, wow, like this is all coming together better than we could have ever imagined. And they were so appreciative, and they were like, we want more Louisiana country music artists to come through, and this and that. And that's really just what it's all about. We've got Written on the River right here. Love the Lafayette show. We love the show too.
Y'all are the best.
So it's just really cool to see those moments. I'm looking right here, and we've got people commenting and all of that. So this is what it's all about, this community. The fans are a huge part of this, the biggest part of it, actually. So just great feedback. Jumping back to an artist standpoint real quick, how does a community like this push an artist a little bit to be better, to put out that new song, to take that next step?
I think having something like this in place might encourage you a little bit, and give you some people to bounce some of those things off of, and give you a place where you might have a platform to go try them out at too, to go and give things a swing. I hope it would encourage people in that way, because it would be something that you could go and take it to. It wouldn't just be this blind swing, move to Nashville and go see what a writer's round is, as much as like, let me reach out to these guys and see what's going on here. And, I see that they're doing stuff similar, and I know somebody else that's done this with them. Let me see if I can get plugged in. So I think that all is going to be beneficial to an artist. But then I'm hoping from the fan perspective for everybody out there, we are this resource where you come to Louisiana country music and you can find your new favorite artists from Louisiana. Because everybody that comes up and sees me in Nashville, which thank y'all so much for doing so, but they're like, how do we support, how do we support you and what you're trying to do? And it's like, just follow people. They all need the numbers, for these labels and people that are looking at their stuff. Everybody, they just need those interactions to be happening. Follow, stream the music, do as much as you can. But we're hoping we can put it all in one place for everybody to be able to check out.
Yeah, and I hope that, I think the word that you said a minute ago was encourage. I hope that that's what we're doing here with up and coming artists, because there's so many people who may have a song that they've been sitting on for a long time, or they're like, what, I've wanted to move to Nashville,
right, or
whatever that next step may be. Hopefully we can provide some encouragement for that. That makes me feel really good about what we're doing here whenever I think about it in that way.
Yeah, I mean, even Brody from this past weekend, man, he was like,
killed it.
I'm right on the edge, though. You know, he hasn't moved just yet, but he's trying to figure it out, and he's asking everybody up here for advice on how to make that move. And that's what a lot of our conversations have been about on the live, which you've been killing, by the way. But asking those questions to these artists to try to give people a little perspective on just how they could maybe make that same transition themselves.
Yeah. Let me see here. I'm gonna put you on the spot here. See what you come up with. So, what can folks expect from Louisiana country music in the weeks and months ahead that maybe they haven't seen yet?
Ooh, I feel like we're really just getting fired up. We had a lot of you had an established thing already that we kind of came in and are putting a little bit of a fresh face on, I think. And so a lot of that has been our time here. But now we're cruising. We're collecting all of our people. We've got stuff coming out. We've got the framework of how we do some of these events. So I think stuff is about to get unlocked personally, and things are about to take off. We have so many great ideas, whether it's in Nashville or in Louisiana. We've got or elsewhere that we might disclose one day. We're kind of thinking big already on some of that, I think. So there's going to be a lot of fun stuff coming home and going other places, I think, too. So I think there's a lot of them that we can do, man. Like you said, we pulled off the writers' rounds here in town. That's something that I think we want to have become an integral part of our Nashville presence, is doing some stuff like that here. But I'm excited about taking some shows back home, too. I was also very, very encouraged by the LSUA crowd. Thank you guys so much for coming out and selling that thing out. And that was exactly what I wanted out of that event. It was so intimate with me and CJ just playing songs. They were asking questions that we were getting to kind of answer. And so many people were excited to know like what our song was about, you know, and the story behind it. And so I think allowing everybody to have the opportunity to get to go and do that kind of stuff is all on the radar for what's coming up, along with probably new merch, a new phase 2 of the website. Some, you know, we got a lot of stuff cooking.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff, man. It's coming, and it's coming fast. And we're looking at adding some pretty big partners here coming up, and we're looking at adding a lot of regional partners too. So that's really cool, because those people that partner with us and help us grow this thing, they're helping all the artists with us, and they're going to be providing us with the capacity and the ability to take this thing tenfold of where it's at right now.
Yeah.
How can artists, fans, potential partners, anybody, how can people get involved? The reason I'm asking this is because in Alexandria the other night, I had about 5 people say, how can we help?
Yeah.
What can we do? And that's a really good feeling, because that means people believe in what you're doing whenever they ask that question. Totally. So how would you answer that question?
I think everybody out there that could follow themselves on the platforms that they use on a regular basis, we're trying to put out highlights of the new artists, the new releases that are coming out. We're doing stuff like this and releasing content for new artists and trying to put as much value out into the world as we can. So I think main one would be follow if you like that kind of stuff and you're interested in supporting Louisiana artists. I think that would be the first ticket. And then share that with anybody else that you think might. If you got a buddy that's from Louisiana, or you got somebody, this is my favorite one, is you don't have to be from Louisiana to like gumbo. And I feel like it's exactly the same with our music. If you got somebody you think would just like our flavor of what we do with Louisiana country music, send it to them. Send them your favorite artist, you know, send them over to louisianacountry.com. This will be more phase 2, but we'll be able to scroll all the artists like you kind of had on your previous website, where you can really get in there deep and dig and find somebody from home that you're really interested in keeping up with. So I think it'd be definitely follow. If you see that we have a show coming up, and come out and see us. I think and bring a friend would be killer. We're looking forward to doing all of those events, but we're definitely going to need some people to come out and start filling it up early with us, you know, so we can really show people exactly what this thing can do on a mass scale.
Yeah, I agree, man. And also just to add to that, you know, when you see artists on this show, or you see us promoting artists on our socials and stuff like that, you know, obviously follow us so you can keep up with everything in the state. But go give those artists a follow. Go give them a like. Reach out to them, message them. Hey, I saw you on Louisiana Country Music Live.
Yep.
We need it, and artists need that feedback.
Totally.
Artists love getting that feedback, and just knowing that people are listening and all of that good stuff. Somebody's asking, will Alex play one song? I could turn the echo thing off if you want. It's up to you.
I don't know. They end up kind of sounding squirrely most of the time whenever we try. That's what we're trying to figure out, if this is the platform for it or not. We definitely want to try to get. That's another thing. We want to try to do some acoustic lounge style stuff with our artists and some performances stuff on our YouTube channel. So if you guys will keep up on our YouTube channel too, that's going to be coming out here soon as well. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, we can if we really, really want to. I'd have to. I wasn't quite prepared for that.
They're peer pressuring now. I put this on the screen. They're saying, "Come on,
come on, come on."
I could turn the echo effect off. I think that'll help. You tell me.
Let me see what I'm tuned up to over here. I was not prepared at all for that. And I know that sounds like I'm lying, but
he was not prepared for that. I can tell you.
That's the truth. I'm over here in like shorts. Let me see. And I don't know where a guitar pick is. Let's see.
This is what you get on live, though. This is why it's the best.
That is.
Let's see if I can figure out this setting real quick.
Let's see. I'll try to do something real quick.
Okay, I got it.
Wowzers. And I don't even have a strap on this thing. I'm gonna have to pull a chair over or something. Talk about unprepared.
This is why live is the best right here.
All right.
I'm gonna turn this setting off. Okay, all right.
All right, we'll try it out. Well, I got to play this one a couple times while we were down there. We'll see if my voice holds up for it on it today. But this one goes out to my buddy Bo out there. It goes something like this. Back in Monroe, she wanted the mill undercover average Joe. Never was the guy with all the right lines. Most girls wouldn't even pay him half a mind, but a few drinks in and that goes out the window. He's left from Kennywood a few beers ago. He's stood talking good, stood and seen it's all better. Few cold lights, puts him on a different level. In his prime, hit his stride, boy, he's dancing and cursing. His crowd's getting around, and man, it must be something. 5'7", standing 6'5". Everybody in the bar wants to be that guy. He's alive for the party, star of the show. He was just my buddy boy a few beers ago.
Everybody knows that guy.
On the mic and MJ on the floor, might turn water into wine if he has a couple more. There he goes again, getting all tangled up in the hottest number ever walked into this club. There ain't a rule against it, but it feels like cheating though. Stepping Penny was a few beers ago. He's still talking blues, student sipping song devil. Few cold lights, puts him on a different level. In his prime, get his stride, boy, he's dancing and cursing. His crowd's getting around, and man, it must be something. Be 5'7", standing 6'5". Everybody in the bar wants to be that guy. He's alive for the party, star of the show. He was just my buddy for a few years ago. After a few sips and maybe light, he's a mighty big Jekyll and Hyde. He's smooth, talking blue, scoot and sipping song devil. Few cold lights, puts him on a different level. In his prime, in his stride, boy, he's dancing and cursing. Hear the crowds getting around, and man, it must be something. Be 5'7", standing 6'5". Everybody in the bar wants to be that guy. He's alive for the party, star of the show. He was just my buddy boy a few beers ago. He was just my buddy boy a few beers ago. Dang, Ronnie. We're a whole different person.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. They're loving it. They're loving it on the comments, man.
Yes, thank y'all.
Put him on the spot, and he came through.
Came through something.
That's right, man. That's a great song. Where can people find that song?
Yeah, man, it's out on Spotify, Apple Music, all the things. Me and my buddy Stephen Paul put that one out to the world, and we actually have a version of us both doing it together too. So if you guys check out that version, we got 2 of them out there floating around. So hope y'all check it out.
Called A Couple Beers Ago, right?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, one final question for you. If you could leave our audience with one reason to just keep supporting Louisiana country music, what would it be?
Keep this thing alive. I don't want to see it go down. I don't want to think of it as something that could have been, because I think it's something that I think can move, and so I would hope everybody helps us keep it alive, because I think it's got a whole lot of potential, and it's going to need a whole lot of help from everybody to kind of keep it alive. And so that's my hope. I definitely want to see this thing live on for years and years and be something that we all look back on and go, man, Louisiana competed with every other state and also showed them that they can compete with every other state. You know what I mean? Like really put it out there. So I hope everybody just helps us keep fighting the good fight and see what happens from there.
I love that answer, man. I hope to look back and just say we did it, and when I say we did it, I don't mean me and you and CJ. I mean, we did it.
Totally.
As a whole, our state did it.
Totally.
The venues, the artists, the writers, the industry people, but especially the fans. This is ultimately for the fans, because if we don't support these artists, this is all going to die. So I have no doubt that Louisiana fans are going to get behind this and show the support to the artists that they deserve. So thank you, guys. Thank you, Alex, for coming on, man.
Thank you, brother.
I will see you at our meeting in the morning. I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, Ronnie, thank you so much, man. You've been killing it too. So thank you for also carrying the Louisiana flag, man. Appreciate you so much too. And thanks to everybody for hanging out with me tonight. I'll see you later, Ronnie.
See you, brother. All right, man. All right, guys. Alex is just another example of just the talent that we have. I've been knowing Alex for a while, and I mean, I was watching him play this weekend at the shows and just shaking my head over there at just how great of a singer that he's become over the years. I mean, he just keeps getting better and better, and as a writer, just better and better and better. I mean, I'm telling you, he's just crushing it these days. So I wish that you guys could get to see everything that I get to see with these artists. But soon you will, because we're about to start showing you all of this stuff. We're about to show you everything that we're seeing, because we know when you see it, you're going to get behind these guys and gals, and you're going to love it as much as we do and be as excited about it as we are. So, man, thank y'all so much. I mean, I'm looking at the comments. We got people viewing, and many more people will view this after the show. But thank you guys for being active, for hanging on and watching. We're so very appreciative, greatly appreciated. God is good. God's got his hand on this project. God's looking out for these Louisiana folks, I'm telling you. So we hope you enjoyed the show. If so, make sure to tune in every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. Again, make sure to follow, like, share, comment, subscribe, YouTube, all those things, so we can show the world what Louisiana country music is all about. If you like this merch, LouisianaCountryMusic.com. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. God bless all of our Louisiana folks out there, the best fans in country music, and the best people in the world. Enjoy the rest of your week. We'll see you next Tuesday night right here on Louisiana Country Music Live. Thank you.